We looked into it, and at the time we didn't realise what an important bridge it was.
They were a perfect example of how two people who are citizens can bring pressure to bear on the system and get a result.
In 2001, they started a campaign to save the bridge, to bring it back to its former glory.
I was walking the dog one day and I thought, it's about time the bridge was sorted, but of course the way that local government and national government moves, funds aren't always easy to find when when you're talking about something like a Grade 2 listed bridge.
This is the story of two men's battle to save a testament to the magnificent and innovative design of the Industrial Revolution.
It started off a long time before the Iron Bridge, really, with Mark and myself and the Marple website, which originally started just as a bit of amusement, really. But we found that with a sort of internet age, if you like, that people were paying a lot more interest, so it was a good tool to try and get done a few things we thought we should do.
Marple Area Committee has a small amount of money, a few £1,000s, to support local initiatives. And when the Marple website approached the Area Committee through me to get money initially, we gave them £1,500 to get the project started off. They were a perfect example of how two people who are citizens can bring pressure to bear on the system and get a result.
"16 years previously, the bridge had been deemed unsafe for public use, and a temporary Bailey Bridge had been installed, spanning over the original structure.
The local community have helped us raise the funds by things like auctions of paintings. The Marple Carnival have made donations. We've done sponsored walks. There have been quiz nights in the Ring of Bells once a month for I think about 3 or 4 years, which raised nearly £4,000 of the money we required. But the largest part of the money that we've needed has come from the Heritage Lottery Fund.
Once they'd raised enough money, they employed Scott Wilson engineers to find out exactly what was wrong with the bridge.
The bridge itself consists of 3 cast iron ribs, like you can see here, and there were various defects on those ribs. We had the centre rib, which was thinner than it should have been. The tie rods were severely corroded. The timber decking was rotten through, which had to be replaced, and the paint system was falling off.
With the structural survey complete, the group had the long and difficult task of raising the funds necessary for the work ahead of them.
It's been a series over the past 6 years of hopes raised, hopes dashed. We got the first lottery money to look at the bridge and see what needed to be done. That seemed to go forward smoothly, and we got the money. The second stage was much, much more difficult.
The Heritage Lottery Fund, who are given the money, they've got 3 priorities. One of them is the restoration of the bridge. Another one is improving access, getting people to the bridge to enjoy it. And the third one is informing people about heritage, education.
Community involvement, education involvement, you name it, we had to get everybody's support in writing that this was a good project.
It's a very exciting day with all this plant arriving, all the workmen arriving, and all the preliminaries have been done, the papers have been signed, the contracts have been awarded. We've got this construction company taking over now. Really, they're taking it out of our hands. That's another strange feeling, in that we've really been in control of this sort of campaign for all the time we've been doing it, and now we've handed over ownership, if you like, to this construction company who are going to come in and they're just going to take their hands on things and just get on with it. And really we've done everything we can do. It's the end of our involvement, really, and it is strange, yeah, but exciting.
Once the Heritage Lottery Fund were satisfied the renovation qualified for funding, the money to carry out the restoration was awarded. Scott Wilson then drafted the structural report into designs, and local company Due Construction began work on the site.
I know the bridge from my youth. I know the story of the bridge. I know the area. I've played rugby in the park as a young man. So I know how the bridge has gone through this cycle. We're really, really pleased to be involved with this particular project for us. Whilst it's not a high-value project compared with other multi-million-pound projects we've got going on, it has value in other ways for us, in that it's a really interesting bridge job. It's local. The people that work for our company are all local people and get a real kick out of seeing our work carried out and benefiting the communities.
Actually taking the Bailey Bridge off is really the symbolic start of it all for us, I think. You know, to just get that monstrous lump of metal off the bridge and see the old thing again. So it's really a really special moment, actually. It really feels like it's started now.
Absolutely amazing how they do it, down to the last inch. Yes, that was exciting. They've got to clear off all this fill in the next week and find, of course, the gas main that's hidden down there somewhere. That's a main gas main.
Well, originally when we started the project, we didn't realise the gas main was there. It was placed over the bridge. I believe it was the late 1980s. The gas company, whoever it was then, had the right to place it over the bridge, and did so. And it was covered with the fill, so nobody knew. Well, people knew it was there, but everybody had forgotten. And when we realised it needed diverting, then of course it created a massive extra cost. We looked at different ways of doing it, but the most cost-effective and the easiest was to actually incorporate it in part of the new internal parapets that we're going to have to fit to comply with modern health and safety. So when it's actually finished, the bridge, you won't see the gas pipe. It will be hidden inside the parapets that we're having to place on the bridge. Down behind me in the river here, we've got a couple of men fitting the scaffolding. They're actually up to the waist in the river. I didn't realise they'd actually have to go in the water, but they do. And over the next day or two, the scaffolding will be going straight over the bridge, and then there'll be an encapsulation, and they'll start the work where it's generally out of sight of the public.
The scaffold formed a full encapsulation around the bridge, protecting the environment and wildlife from the poisonous lead-based paint that was to be blasted from the original iron structure. Contained within the scaffold using special grit and a powerful hose, the stripping of the bridge began.
As you can see, that's the old pen. It's obviously past its sell-by date. And this is what the stuff we get to the second time round. You blast it off with grit. You can put the paint system on, going straight back down to the cast steel.
Once the bridge had been stripped back to its original state, for the first time since 1813, it was brought into the 21st century with new safety standards and given a second lease of life.
What they've done is they've bonded these extra steel plates to the rib to thicken it up and make it stronger. And then these bracing beams here were originally just very thin tie rods. So they've replaced those with these new, much stronger reinforced bars. And later there'll be actual diagonal ties between there and there, just to brace it all up and stop it flexing.
Preserving the structural integrity of the bridge had always been a priority during the restoration. Because of the bridge's weakened load-bearing capacity, it would have been easy to replace the Bailey Bridge with another similar solution. Engineer Steve explains how the new structural additions ensure safety whilst allowing the original bridge to carry the weight, making it more than just an attractive facade.
Well, we came up with the steel deck option, which then rested on the existing cast iron angles, but also then spanned as well. But the load goes into the original bridge.
Finally, on the 22nd of June 2008, Marple's restored iron bridge was officially opened to the public.
morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for inviting me here today to attend the opening of this Grade 2 listed iron bridge, which marks the completion of this major project, which I know has been 7 years in the making.
The bridge has now been saved, ladies and gentlemen, for 200 years.
When the Heritage Lottery Fund awarded the grant, they told us that the thing that stood out in our application and that persuaded them to actually award the grant was the fantastic community involvement and support in this project. They said that it was outstanding, and it's a sentiment that we can only mirror. Indeed, without any of you lot out there, this campaign wouldn't have got off the ground. So you can all give yourselves a big pat on the back, and please accept our heartfelt thanks for that. Thank you very much, you people.
We should have a camp.
There we go. Thank you very much.
As the bridge approaches its bicentenary in 2013, it continues to span the River Goyt, not only as testament to Marple's historic past, but also as a symbol of its community spirit.